Europa. The year is 1919 on the European calendar. The Empire, a vast country located in the eastern side of the continent, is at war with one of their many neighbors, Ostenda. The Empire started this war in an attempt to gain land, resources, and a port in the Black Sea, but they are starting to lose despite having the numerical advantage. The Ostendan army has been using covert units called doppelgangers to infiltrate Imperial-controlled territory while disguised as civilians. This has caused the Imperials to start suspecting every civilian to be an undercover soldier, and thus they have started targeting all civilians, not just the Darkson minority group they are using as an excuse to invade. Despite this, the doppelgangers have proven to be effective, causing the Empire to lose over 100,000 troops, while Ostenda has only lost around 15,000. Thanks to them, the Ostendan army has recaptured the major city of Gaziantep and successfully defended Bolu. A large part of this success is due not only to the doppelgangers, but to the mobile armor made by the Ostendans. In response to the need for mobile artillery, the Ostendan government asked various private companies for help. So after testing all of the various designs, they decided to use the Aerstats crane provided by the industrial equipment manufacturing company MII. This vehicle more than met requirements and was even able to provide support for the doppelgangers as well. Now the army is in need of a better tank hunter than the Fennec. While the Fennec, which was the first tank ever mass-produced by Ostenda, was a good vehicle, it was mostly a stopgap armed with an anti-tank rifle. Now the army has developed newer and better cannons and would like to make a new tank using one of them. Once again, Ostenda has decided to use private companies to design the vehicles. Let's take a look at how that meeting went. Hello ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to this meeting. Her Majesty has been impressed multiple times now by private companies and would like to continue to have the support of the people, especially since the Imperials are now targeting all of the civilians instead of just the Darksons. Her Majesty has received word that new anti-tank cannons have been developed and wants a new vehicle that uses them. She would prefer if you make it an undercover vehicle so the doppelgangers can use them, but this isn't a requirement. Speaking of requirements, we need you to use the same OHRAW V6 engine used in the Aerstats crane for this vehicle, as it's more readily available than the V8 engine used in the Fennec. Once again, the vehicle's dimensions cannot exceed that of the enemy tanks and must carry at least 300 liters of fuel. This time, however, the vehicle's minimum speed is much lower, at 10 km per hour. However, this is to counteract how much armor you must put on it. The vehicle must be able to take Imperial rounds to the front and have no internal damage. This means it must have at least 45 mm of effective armor on its front. On the sides, we are asking for at least 20 mm effective thickness. You can do whatever thickness you feel is best on its rear. The vehicle must not exceed 40 tons and must carry at least 20 rounds. The guns we are providing this time are the OHRAW 105mm field gun, not to be confused with the field howitzer, the OHRAW 127mm naval gun, the OHRAW 150mm heavy field gun, again, not to be confused with the heavy field howitzer. After testing, we have concluded that the 150 and the 127 need to be used in a casemate design. We would prefer you use either the 105 or the 127, as the 150 is the most costly. That is all I have for you this time. Let's keep up the good fight. Good luck and Godspeed.